Hello Python programmers, welcome back to my channel. Have you ever wondered why some things in Python are easily changed and while others cannot be easily changed? Well, in this video I'm going to show you why certain objects in Python can be changed and the others cannot be changed. We're going to look at mutable and immutable in Python. Okay, we're going to review why they are changeable and why they are not, and why they are important, and why we are even talking about them. So come with me. Hey, before we go into that, now please kindly subscribe, like this video and share. You're doing it for me to grow. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm waiting for you. I'm actually waiting for you to subscribe. Yes. Okay, thank you. All right, let's continue. So whether you're a beginner or an expert programmer in Python, understanding this concept mutable versus immutable allow you to write a more clean code, a more bug-free code. And let's look at how this is possible. How can we do it? So let's first of all look at what mutable simply means. Mutable simply means to change. Okay, so mutable objects allow you to change their state. Okay, what this means is that, take for example, you have a whiteboard. Now this whiteboard, you can write on it and then you can clean it, make changes. Okay, if you want to make change to the entire thing you've written on the board, you can clean the entire thing. If you just want to make changes to a particular letter, you can just clean the letter. So that's mutable. Okay, so you can change. Example of such a mutable object is a list, a dictionary, a set. They are all mutable objects. Okay, now if we bring it down to a real life scenario, I want you to think of it like a shopping cart. Okay, you have a shopping cart and then you can remove an item, add an item, change an item, or replace an item. So that's what mutable allows us to do. Okay, so we can, if we are buying something in the grocery store, for example, we can change an item, we can put a new item, we can remove an item. Mutable object give us that flexibility in our code to make modification and change the state of our object as we want. Let's look at the code example. Okay, let's say we are creating a list, for example. So I'll call this list our underscore list. Okay, our list is equal to a square bracket. Okay, so inside this list we are going to have 1, 2, 3. Okay, inside this list we are going to have 1, 3, 4, 5. This list we can update, we can delete. So how do we do it? Let's say we need an item from index 1. So I'll create a variable and I'll call it equal to, then the name of our variable, and then I'll pass in a square bracket. So inside the square bracket I want the value at index 1. Remember that this is index 0, this is index 1, this is index 2, this is index 3, and this is index 4. So we are having 5 elements in the list, but the index is 0 to 4. Alright, so we want the index at index 2, so enter 2. So when we print x, okay, let's print x, and there we have it. So when we come here and we run our code, you can see that we are having 3 because 3 is at index 2. So 0, 1, 2. Alright, so this is how to get an item. So you use the index to get it. Okay, we can also add an item. How do we do that? We can also do v equal to, and then we want to add a particular item. So I'll do our list, then dot, okay, append. So I'm using the dot append method to pass in the value. So in this case I want you to add 200 to the list. Okay, so when we now print our list, okay, when we print our list, we should be able to see 200 in our list. So let's print it. Okay, so you can see that we now have 200. So this is how to add an item. Now if we want to delete an item from our list, what do we do? Okay, we can do our list dot, okay, remove. Okay, we can do the dot remove method, call the dot remove method, and pass it the value we want to remove. In this case, let's remove 5. So we pass in 5 here. Now when we print our list, you can see that what we are having here, so 5 is no longer here. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 200. So 5 is no longer here. So this is how to add, remove, okay, and get. Okay, then if we want to delete the entire list, what do? We can use the del keyword. We can use the del keyword and then call our variable, okay, our list, and then when we print our list is no longer existing because we have deleted it. Okay, so if I do our list, so in my previous video I discussed everything you should know about list. Okay, there's a link down there below in the description, so you can see that we're having this error here because our list is not defined because we have already deleted it on this line. So this is how to add, remove, and get an item in a list. How about a dictionary? So the same thing apply when we're also dealing with a dictionary. So we can create a dictionary like this. I would call it our underscore dictionary. Okay, and then say equal to curly braces. Okay, inside this curly braces we're going to have key and value. So call a name. So let's have a name, and then what will be the name here? Call the name Maduka. Don't ask me who is Maduka, I don't know. So we have Maduka here. Where does Maduka stay? We say, let's say Maduka also stay in the city, so we have city. The value will be, okay, he stays in London, so we'll say London. So this is how a dictionary is created. So when we want to add an element or want to get an element, we use their key and the value. So the key is what we use to get the value. So how do we do that? So we can do something like this. Our dictionary square bracket. So let's get the name. So let's print the name. So let's assign a variable to this. We can call the variable L, and then we can print it. So you can see that we are having a Maduka here. So this is how to get an element. So if we want to add an element to our dictionary, what do? We can do our dictionary is square bracket. So inside this square bracket we need to indicate our key. So in this case we want a phone number. Say phone number, or let's just call it phone. Then it's equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so the phone number should be a string, so we are going to make it a string. So this become a key and value. So when we now print that, okay, so you can now see that we now have an added element here, which is the phone number, phone as the key and the number as the value. Okay, so let's pop the item. So we can pop it and call the method pop. Pop method takes a parameter, so let's add the phone. We have phone. Alright, so we are deleting the phone element, and when we print it, oh yes, it's capital letter, so we can make it capital letter. Alright, let's run again. Alright, so you can see that we don't have a phone number in our dictionary again. So this is how to add, remove, and update in dictionary. So you can watch my previous video and see more about sets. Alright, let's move further. Now, what do you mean by immutable object? So we have immutable objects. They are like a printed book, so you can't write new word on the pages of a new printed book. Okay, that would be rubbish. That would be, I don't know what your intention may be, but you know you can't write a new word on a printed book. If you want to make a change to that text, to that book, you need to write the entire book from beginning again. That is how immutable object simply means. So what we are saying is immutable object cannot be easily modified. You cannot modify their state. You cannot change their state. They remain the way they are once you create them. An example of these immutable objects are number, a string, a tuple, are all example of immutable objects. Think of them like your phone number or your birth date. You can't modify your birth date. Tell me in the comment section if you can modify your birth date, and I'll have something for you. Alright, let's continue. So table object in Python. So we can do something like this. Let's say we have a number, so I'll call this numbers. Let's call it our num underscore num, and then we'll say equal to let's say 10. I have created this object here. I've created this this variable that holds the value 10 here. Now I cannot come and start saying our number, okay, and then indicate the square bracket and indicate the index and say I want to add 20 to it. No, it doesn't work. So if I print it now, I'm going to run into an error. We are going to have a type error. Int object does not support item assignment. So you cannot assign an item to an integer. So you cannot assign a value to an integer object. I must also say here that everything in Python is class and object. Okay, and because it's class and object, you cannot be modifying here and there. Okay, you need to be setting. The same thing if I have a string. If I say our string, for example, our underscore string, okay, and I say equal to, and I say my baby, for example, or my babe. How do people call it? Baby or babe, whatever. So this is what we are having here. So I cannot just come and say our string and then a square bracket, and I'm indicating the index, and then I want to add a letter for it. Let's say I'm going to add letter I, for example. No, if I print this out, let me comment this out so it doesn't throw an error. So if I come here and I print our string, for example, I'm going to run into an error. Why? Because object does not support item assignment. Okay, a string object does not support item assignment. So this is how it works. If you want to learn more about tuple, see the video description, and you'll see everything I discuss about tuple and how you cannot modify them. So this is it about mutable and immutable objects in Python. The next question that you may be asking may be, why is it relevant? Why is it important? Why do we even need to understand what is immutable and what is not immutable? Objects that are mutable. an object that are not mutable in Python. Now, the reason is because it allows you to avoid unexpected side effect in your code. Understanding these two concepts, mutable and immutable, allow you to avoid unexpected side effect. Okay, another thing is that it allows you to write a more reliable code. Okay, so when you are dealing with a list, for example, or a dictionary, for example, you know that you can modify your data that are coming in your list, but you cannot modify your data that are coming in tuple. Okay, in such a situation, you know how to handle the data that is coming to you. So all of this help you. Okay, and it also allows you to choose the right data structure for your program or for your task. Okay, so between a tuple, a list, a set, and the rest of all that data structure, it helps you to choose the best one depending on your task, your program, and what you are building. Okay, all right, so this is it about mutable and immutable objects in Python. Thank you for joining me. See you again next time. Hey, please subscribe and like this video. Thank you. God bless you.